Hello, I'm Simran Singh, founder of 1111 Magazine and host of 1111 Talk Radio. It's nice to see you today. It's day 2 of my daily online diary, and I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk to you on today. And I realized that the best place to start is to give you a little background on who I am in case you don't know me, or give you a little more detail of who I am if you do know me. It's all about the story, right? You know, we have to understand that it's not what happens to us, but it's how we use what happens to us and what we do with it. Unfortunately, so often we get stuck in our story, or we make our story our entire life, and we don't move beyond it or move forward. And the key, I think, to stepping into courage and stepping into something new and unknown is to understand that what has happened to us and the story that has been built behind us is actually the platform and the launching ground for the direction that we need to go. I definitely have been someone that always followed the rules. I always had to make sure that I did the things right, and that I followed directions, and that I followed my culture, and I followed the rules of society. And I was most definitely a people pleaser. I could do that very, very well. And in the end, what happened was it helped me to lose myself. When we give ourselves away so much from people pleasing, we end up losing who we really are. And being a very empathic child, I would often feel emotions around me or experience situations, and I thought all of those emotions that I was feeling were mine. I didn't realize that I was picking up energies from someone else. And so I had all kinds of stories going on in my head. I guess that's why I'm a good writer today, is because I really am able to use my mental faculties to make up a lot of stories. And I did just that. But as I look back, it's really quite interesting how every single step along the way did lead me to the very next best step, or was some kind of training ground to take me to another place. And I've come to the point now where I'm so grateful for every challenge and obstacle and all of the heartbreak and pain that actually occurred in the past, because I wouldn't be who I am today. I would not have done the things that I've done. I wouldn't so open-heartedly love to serve in the way that I do if I'd not been through all of that. It gave me compassion. It gave me a deeper sense of empathy. It allowed me to understand that other people have pain, that we're all here either mostly to be loved, and also to not feel pain. We really want to move beyond our human condition and make meaning of our lives. And I think I've spent the last 45 years doing just that, really trying to make meaning of my life and do things that brought me to a deeper understanding of who I am and what my purpose is here on life, and what it is that I am supposed to do next. And when I hit that point of really breaking down, where all of a sudden everything in my life left, I mean, people left, family left, friends left, I had to leave my career because it was no longer pleasing me. It was no longer filling me up. I was actually a robot, kind of dead, walking through the world. And I don't know if you've ever seen that kind of walking dead person, but their eyes look a certain way. The eyes don't smile, and they yawn an awful lot, even if they've gotten a lot of sleep. Actually, they probably sleep a lot because they're depressed. And they just move through life, but you can see that they're not really even in their bodies. They're not even in their heads. They're just kind of moving like zombies. And I'd gotten to that point. Thank goodness, because that was the point where I really fell down to the ground and asked for help. I asked for signs. I asked for them to show up, and little did I realize that just in my asking they would start. Because at that moment, everything that had fallen apart led me to start noticing these numbers, 11, 111, and 1111, showing up everywhere in my life. And I mean 20 to 25 times a day. And when you drive down the street and you see a bulldozer with an 1111, or you're going to a stoplight and there's cars, or you end up in another state and all of a sudden a train goes by and every car on the train has 1111 on it, there's something going on. It's not just coincidence. It's a lot of synchronicity. And so it has been magical in taking this journey. And at that time when I had all those 1111s showing up in all kinds of ways, I actually got really angry. I got very angry at the universe. I got angry at God. I was angry at what my life had turned into, because I did it all right. I was the good girl. I was the perfect child. I followed every rule, and my life turned out this way, and I couldn't understand why. I was sitting in a bed in deep depression, and everyone that I knew that supposedly loved me had left. I just couldn't figure it out. And then what I did get were all these 11s showing up. Come on, give me a break. Talk about making up some crazy shift. That's exactly what I did. I I created a reality where I had this bombardment of numbers, and by the fourth week I just screamed out loud, "You've got to tell me what these numbers mean or make them stop." And in that moment, the very first issue of 1111 magazine downloaded into my head. Every word, every image, the covers of future issues. I saw a radio show, I saw videos, I saw all kinds of things. And I had been a workaholic, so I needed a project to sink my teeth into, and this was ideal because it was something that would allow me to heal and allow me to reach out into the world, because I have most of my life been a loner. I've been an isolator. I've been kind of to myself, and I haven't known how to reach out to people. I didn't know how to talk to people. I never could do that small talk thing that people do so well. I would get in a room and I'd clam up, and so I stayed to myself a lot and kind of was a hermit, and this really has allowed me to connect with people, to get closer to people in a way that I couldn't before, and it was something that my soul was longing. And it's so interesting what I'm about to embark on, because what I'm being guided to do, the visions that came in October, really have me stretching, because they have me going out into the world in a bigger way than I ever have, connecting now deeper. And I realize that part of my story has been that I can't connect with people, that I can't get too close to them. And I even used, now that I look at it, I've even used the magazine and the radio show as a way to still kind of keep people at a certain distance. And that was a huge aha moment for me, that, wow, I did it to bring them closer to me, but now it's also keeping them at a certain distance that still feels safe. So I got to go beyond that. I got to get there. I got to get to you. I got to get in front of you. I got to hold you. I've got to look into your eyes. I have to embrace you and hug you, and I just want to do that with everyone around the country, and it's about to happen, and I'll be revealing more and more about what this is all, what this whole embarkment is about, because it is stretching me into a place that is so exciting to me, and it is terrifying me at the same time. I have to be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. Not a thing. I don't know how to do half the stuff I'm being asked what to do. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been in a situation where you just had no clue as to how you were supposed to do something? Well, hang on for the ride, because I'm going to show you that we're going to do this together. We're going to figure out how to do stuff that we don't know how to do. So that's my backstory. Not one to carry on my back, not one to be the extra luggage on my shoulders, but one for me to stand on and be the steps into my new journey. I'd love it if you'd like to enter your own backstory below. I'd love to get to know you. Share something with me. Share something intimate with me, so that we can begin to connect and deepen this dialogue between us, so that when I show up in your town, in your backyard, that we will have been long-lost sisters and brothers that are just waiting to embrace each other, because I see the divine in you, and you see the divine in me. Namaste. I'll see you tomorrow. In love, of love, and with love, and laughter. I'm Simran. Be well.